Welcome back, guys and girls. This is your favorite podcast airing on the Sunday every Sunday. I'm your host, Dom.
And I'm your host, Jake, and this is the Sunday Ball Podcast. All
Welcome
right,
back.
so welcome back. We're ready to have some fun today. Similar to the last episode, we're going to do a lot of freestyle and just kind of see where this conversation takes us and see how interesting it is. We do have a few things we want to, talk about, have fun with. I've seen this recently from a lot of other podcasts that um, have similar content to us, maybe a little bit more popular, but you know, we're
This is the
working our way up there.
underground. This is the
Yeah,
underground.
this is the
What do you mean on
underground.
the surface? We're chuds. Cannibalistic
We're
humanoid
chuds.
underground dwellers. Come on. That's what we do.
That is what we do.
Well, there is some stuff
That,
that we're going to talk about, some current stuff. We had a big news night last night, big news day that just dropped, actually. Did you hear the Sorsby ruling?
yeah, he's not
No
available for the
supplemental
supplemental
draft.
draft.
Goodell
I think
standing
that's
on
fair.
business.
I think that's fair. I'm not against it. I also am not a big Sorsby fan. I really don't think that highly of him. I think he is the best quarter. He was the best quarterback in the transfer portal, or at least one of the top three, like we mentioned a couple episodes ago, or possibly even last episode. But I think it's at the point where if it's getting like flagged in college, where college is kind of like the Wild West free for all right now, where there's not much regulations going on, why would it pass in the NFL? That's kind of like where my head's at. And why would a team like want to take a risk on a guy? Not necessarily a risk on a guy like that, but why would a team want to be associated with that
It's the
player?
pending investigation. The association, I'm going to put to the side because we've seen a lot worse than betting. We've seen beating of kids. We've seen beating of wives. We've seen plenty of stuff.
Yeah,
You ever
but
seen the
like
Cream Hunt?
the
You ever seen
the
the Cream Hunt restaurant footage? Great stuff. I mean, he knocks. Same thing with Joe Mixon. Knocks the shit out of her. It's and that's really bad. But if that's going to be cleared, I'm more on the supplemental draft has been had before. I don't really agree with canceling it, especially for a guy that this was the big prospect this year. He probably would have been a third, fourth round guy in the actual draft, the NFL regular one. Probably I would have picked him ahead of Club Nick, probably right behind Alar, right in that 6, 7 range. Um, and so I think it's interesting. I would like to see what happens if he decides to join the CFL for the season. If he decides that I'm going to wait till the UFL comes back around and play in that, or is he just going to train and hope to God he gets signed by a team next season because he is eligible for the 27. That's what the NFL recommended. So anything
yeah,
from
and we have seen a few guys take a year off and still get drafted.
yeah,
Jamar Chase
that's
being one of those
more
guys.
yeah.
I think Derek Stingley did as well, especially during that COVID season. But also, these guys were top of their class already, like being freshmen and both being freshmen on the LSU team and
Yeah.
starting and winning a natty. Like these guys
Was
are held
Justin
to a different
Jefferson the guy?
standard, a
Was
different
Jefferson the
tier.
guy that was kept? Did
Who?
Justin Jefferson start for a year?
No, no, he got drafted
He
with
was 22
Burrow,
or
same draft.
23.
No, draft year. He was with
Oh,
Burrow.
pick, I'm
So
thinking.
Oh yeah, he was 22nd. Jalen Rager was no. I think Jalen Rager was 22nd. I think he was 23rd.
Yeah, I believe Rager was the pick before him. Obviously, we've all heard the
We
clowning,
love
but
Jalen Rager. We love Jalen Rager.
the Jalen Rager
No
hype is
shame
not
here.
dead. He's actually not that bad.
J-
He's still hanging around. He's solid. He's not Justin Jefferson, so it
he's
doesn't matter.
yeah, it's a little tough. Those late picks get a little
We
challenging,
had
and I mean we're gonna see that from a few guys.
oh my god, yeah. But I mean, late first, you should be able to smack that pick out of the park. I'll never forgive a team unless he was the biggest boomer bust prospect for taking a swing on a team and just whiffing. Taking a swing on a guy and just whiffing. The first round, I like teams know I you can pick a solid player in the first round. There's teams that yeah, you take the quarterbacks, you take the Osweiler late, or you take the Paxton Lynch late, you take the Johnny late, you take um, Bridgewater wasn't a bust, but you take him late, or you hit the out of the park and you take Lamar. But if you're picking position players and you're picking at the back of the first round, hit those picks. Don't you want to take the home run quarterback? Sure, but you want to take the home run defensive end? This crazy freak, take him. But besides that, that's not what today's episode's about. I'd say that's not. We're not talking about the draft. We're done with the draft. We did enough draft.
We talked about the draft a lot, but it's always an exciting topic. I can talk about it for hours, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there anything
I
you
just think
wanted to
it's
hop
interesting how
into? I
Kuiper
mean, I
says
was,
that's the connection's a little piecey today. I like it. It's funky. But yeah, I like
yeah,
just like I quoting. I mean, and it's more of a paraphrase, but Mel Kiper always called the draft the oasis in the middle of the desert. That is the off season, and now we are getting closer. Now it's the preseason. We're right around it. Camp started. Uh, we could talk about the Giannis trade in a little bit. I bet you saw that last night. We want to talk about football to start off. I have to be honest. I want to talk about football. Basketball season's over with,
yeah,
but
yeah. Honestly, if we want, we could talk about some like big free agent moves and like what guys we think are going to have some of the biggest impacts, either trade or something like that. I mean, we have talked about a few of the guys. Someone had a eulogy for one of the guys that I would love to talk about, but
it's Dexter Lawrence. We never really got into that trade or that trade. I think it's interesting. We definitely could talk about it. Is there anything coming from teams right now that you've seen over this past week or have just been seeing as movement from teams, whether it's camp battles or guys that might be signed, maybe even, behind the scenes stuff? I don't love what's going on with the coaching in Cleveland right now. I find it very interesting that they wanted Sorsby so bad because there's so many developmental quarterbacks there. Plus, it seems like Watson's gonna get the job. I think Watson's gonna be their day one
yeah,
starter, which is very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. No, I definitely believe Watson's going to be the day one starter. I think he's going to stay that way. I'll look up some QB battles and see if we have any sort of traction.
NFL battles. We're
Just
talking the Raiders, whether Kirk's gonna get the keys. Tua and Penix is interesting. I've been
Michael
seeing the
Penix.
the JJ
All
McCarthy
right.
and Kyler stuff that they're basically they called it kids in a classroom, like they're student rivals, not like they are on the same team, making millions of dollars, working together to win something. Like that, I find that kind of childish. I
Yeah.
have to admit, especially with such a sound coach, and kind of not put that to bed. I don't really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I
All
love a
right. Well, we can
bowl
talk
on the
about each
pop.
of the.
We got pasta.
No, it's fajitas. Fire. Just no actual wrap. I'm just grubbing. Sorry.
Call that a fajita bowl. We like that.
We're starving. We're always eating. Yeah,
We are starving.
we talk about
Sunday
a few of
declaration.
the. Yeah. No, I don't think there's ever been a time I've eaten like a normal portion size. Yeah, I usually go and I don't even like really eat out that much anymore. Pause. Um, but when I do, I usually when I do, I usually get two meals at this point, just because I'm like so hungry, or I wait till like half abs or eat everything off the value menu at Taco Bell. Just
Pretty fond of
most
half
bang for
abs.
my
I'm
buck
really
at this
fond of
point.
half abs. And that's the way to do it.
Yeah,
You need that bang for your buck. And that's a technical foul. But, you need the bang.
yeah,
You can't have the bang. And people, there's a lot of
need a little bit of bang.
the modern, and Chipotle is swerving that way where it's like overpriced food for not that much food, not that good of food, and you're paying more for the vibe. I say Sweet Green's very similar to that. And Sweet Green's good. Like, don't get me wrong, Sweet Green is solid. But if I'm gonna go pay $16 for a salad, this thing better be my lunch and then carrying into dinner. Not my half lunch and then I'm popping granola bars at the desk. Like we can't have that. I find that very repulsive. I don't like that. And it's like that. Why should I sit down at
Yeah,
a
I mean,
place and have to pay $40 for lunch? We're done with $40 lunches. Done with it.
no, like the only time I'm gonna pay for a $40 lunch is if I have,
We can keep that.
a couple beers associated with it. Like I'm just ripping through a couple pints, but yeah, no, I just don't. I don't get it. Like I'm very much like just save as much money as you can eating. Like just try to not spend a crazy amount of money on food. It's kind of tough right now,
Yeah, I'm with you. And
especially how much food I've been eating
you're not
lately.
big in the takeout. People knew how to cook a little bit more, or at least trusted themselves in the kitchen a little more. It would be better for them, better for their wallets, better for their health. But when you're calling takeout every night, it gets to a point where why are you recycling the same takeout place 3 times a week? They know your name by heart. The kid at the counter, he knows your family. What do you? It gets too much. It's too much.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. No, I know. There's like a few places, especially I'm here, like Eastern Long Island all year round. There's a few places that know my name, but like know me by name, know my order as soon as I walk in there. They're like, yeah, same guy. Yeah, we know. It's not a bad thing. I'm
fair.
not against it,
Pizza.
but
I love that.
um,
If you're in New York, you want the pizza place or two that you trust. They know you. They hook you up. They give you like half off. They're throwing $3 off a pie. We love it. That's always appreciated. If it's the local Jamaican place and that's your fifth favorite type of food, and they know you, then maybe there's an issue.
if the local McDonald's knows
But
your
yes,
order before you even, if yeah, so yeah, we can talk about a few of the QB battles. So we can start with the one in Cleveland. Um, yeah, I would start with saying like I really think Watson's gonna walk away with that, and I don't think they're gonna turn away from it unless he gets injured or unless he's really performing poorly. But again, I really don't think it's his fault at all. Even if they do perform poorly, like I just don't think that team has enough weapons across the board to really be a functional unit. The offensive line was decimated last year or this year. Um, you have your two best receivers are both rookies. Jerry Judy isn't really much of a viable option, and then the backfield is kind of cluttered at this point. Not really huge on Judkins in general. I mean, for fantasy purposes, not really huge on him. He's a good first and second down back, but um, not much of a receiving threat. So I think it's going to be a lot of between the tackles with a very minimalistic offensive line. They did try to replace people and do what they can, but still, like even last year, like the offensive line wasn't the issue, and it was just a lack of weapons, and the team was still not able to really run the ball efficiently. Um, and then honestly, I might see like we might see a bigger role from Dylan Sampson again this year. Definitely a good handcuff to stash, especially depending on how Quinshawn recovers from that injury late in the season. Not really good. I don't know. It's the Cleveland Browns are kind of like a team, just fantasy purposes. Unless you're in a really deep league, don't pick anyone. I don't think anyone's worth any sort of value on that team. I mean, maybe Casey, maybe Deshaun, but fantasy purposes, like Judkins is going where like Demont's going,
yeah.
and the Texans are in a much better offensive
Well,
situation than the
this is
Browns.
different than this team, and they're not that good in general. I'll be honest, but fantasy wise, I think they're have at least a couple viable pieces where I'm not as low on Judd just because I think that a lot of his stock is very down right now. Despite him having a pretty solid year, and yes, his yards per carry were not great, but his actual share of plays on the field was out of
Yeah,
its mind. They were forcing him out there, even with the holdout and the legal battle. They were forcing him out there. I do kind of like Sampson if they truly decide to make it a 60-40 backfield and he's out there every third down and he's getting all the receiving work. I could see them both being a viable player. I could see Sampson being rotational flex and Judd being a low end RB2. That's where he's being drafted, but I don't think he's gonna like just blow up and shit the bed. I do like Fannin a lot just because of how viable he was in his rookie year, and then you take away Njoku, his only real competition at the position. I really like Fannin. Wide receivers, don't touch them. Do not. There's not going to be enough downfield long term plays They just can't sustain drives. You've seen this team ever since Baker Mayfield left. They can't. They do not drive. It's been the Myles Garrett show for 6 years, and now it's the Jared Verse show. It's the Mason Graham show. They're good, but they're not good enough. They don't have that dominant player on the defense to like make them competitive in games. So they're gonna be more. They're gonna be letting up more points, and this offense cannot. No matter who's at quarterback, I don't care if they brought in. I was gonna say if they brought in Justin Herbert, I wouldn't care. I might care if they brought in Justin Herbert, but still, like I don't think unless you have a top 10 quarterback on this team, they can't do anything offensive wise. They're not contenders. They're not even close to playoff contenders. They're contenders for the worst team in the league. And no matter who they pick at quarterback, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And I know you're paying Deshaun all this money, but I will never get behind starting an older guy on a losing team that you're not tanking on. Rotate these quarterbacks. You picked Gabriel, and I know Gabriel's been chewed out by the media and their fans, but you picked him higher than Shador for a reason. You picked Shador for a reason. You gotta run these quarterbacks. You picked, I mean, our favorite quarter. You picked my favorite quarterback in the draft this year, at least potential wise. You picked Taylor Green, and you have these group of four. I just, I don't get going with Watson, and it feels like that's the way they're going. And yes, even if he gives you the slightest better chance to win, why don't you see what you got? I would hate to see Talon sit on this roster for 2 seasons and then get cut and never get a chance. And I'm going to compare him to Mond because Mond had a similar build, and I think he's a better pure thrower of the ball than Mond was. I never really liked Kellen Mond, but he never also got a chance in Minnesota. So maybe he could have materialized into something. And yeah, maybe you're looking at Anthony Richardson, and maybe that's nothing, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're looking at a slightly better developmental piece. Maybe you're looking at Hurts. Maybe, and that's more on the higher side, but maybe you're looking at Kaepernick. Maybe you're looking at a guy that was drafted later and wasn't a first round guy that could produce for your team. And we talked about him before the draft, but I think Talon's exceptional, at least when it comes to athletics. He's one of the best, if not the best athletic prospect. And we talked about Lamar last week, but Lamar is crazy. He has that crazy speed, but Talon's only a step behind him. And then he could also be a small forward in the NBA. So that's where it kind of matters to me. But the Browns are a shit show, man. I don't. They're a shit show.
Yeah.
Browns.
There's not really much excitement going on in Cleveland, especially on the offensive side of the ball. The only upside to the Myles Garrett trade is really just, I mean, you're gonna stash like a few picks, like yeah, but for fantasy purposes, that you're gonna be getting more drives. That defense is going to be letting up more points, and you're going to be in shootout, not necessarily shootouts, but you're going to be playing from behind. That's why I'm not as excited about Judkins as a lot of people. I really think their total numbers are going to go up, but I think it's going to be through the passing game, which honestly, there's not really much of a passing game there. Um, so I do think like Casey might have a really good season. I think Denzel Boston might be, especially like in a deeper league, like a 14, 16-man league. I think those guys might be
I think
suitable bench
Casey is late
players.
season flex. I do. Casey's a nice late season
Yeah.
flex. You can see the pop 100%.
Yeah, no, it's Cleveland's just kind of dumpster fire.
Cleveland's
Not
Cleveland. But
really.
why don't we talk about one of the more exciting battles? I think the battle going on in Atlanta is very fun. It's probably my
Yeah,
favorite one here. I'd say so.
yeah, that's probably the most exciting one. The thing is, I really don't see a separation between the two players. And that's the thing. Like, they're both lefties who have injury histories, not huge arms, and are fairly accurate with the ball.
Whoa, whoa,
I
whoa,
don't,
whoa, 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 whoa. Michael Penix, he's got a rocket launcher on that thing. He's not
not a
that great
huge
at
Michael
placing it in the
Penix
spots,
fan.
but he's got a rocket launcher.
I've seen him play a little bit, but I just am not excited
Penix can
about it.
swing, Penix can swing the rock. I think they're going to end up going with Tua because of the difference in their accuracy.
Yeah,
Tua is not fantastic, but within 30 yards, he can put the ball where he wants to put it. Tua, yes, he's undersized. At least if for a quarterback that has the lack of scramble ability that he has, and it's not even like his legs are that bad. It's that his brain is mashed potatoes. So you can't really trust to have him running, or else he's going to die. Like I genuinely was in the opinion that they should have made him take a leave from the NFL after some of those on-field debacles with him on the ground, and it was like and I hate to put it this way, but it was like a dying bug, like having a seizure on the ground. That was terrifying to see in an NFL game when like these are big boys hitting you. This is not two-hand touch. These people will kill you. So that made me nervous, and it's tough to run out a quarterback like that where you don't know if this next play is his last. Penix has injury concerns as well. I mean, we've talked about that,
Yeah,
but
he's had multiple knee injuries. I
Mhm.
think he had an ACL tear last year. He had one in college when he was at Indiana
Yeah,
before transferring over to Washington. He's had multiple just random injuries. Has a really hard time staying on the field. I've never been really excited about him. I gave him like a third round grade the year he got drafted. Um, yeah, I mean he came second place in or second or third place in Heisman voting. Went to a national championship that year. Like real like great accomplishments. Really good job with Washington. Bring like the last year of the Pac-12 being very exciting for that conference. So like college quarterback, yeah, I'm a big fan of him, but he's not playing college ball anymore, and it's really noticeable. I would much rather see Tua on the field, especially for. I mean, if we're gonna, I'll focus more on the fantasy side on this one, just
yeah,
because I do have my own take on it. I think Tua does give a better opportunity for Kyle Pitts and Drake London to be like not exceptional, but like I could
yeah.
see Drake London being a low end wide receiver one. That's kind of where I have him at. Like low end wide receiver end one, high end wide receiver two. Where he's getting drafted right now on sleeper, he's going about 12, which I think is stupidly high. I don't think he's worth the 12th overall pick, especially with the QB situation. You could say the same thing about Justin Jefferson, but Justin Jefferson is either the best or the second best receiver in the league. Drake
Yeah.
London doesn't crack the top five.
And I'd
He's
rather Kyler Murray than both those quarterbacks.
Yeah,
150.
no, exactly. And like even like Justin Jefferson's down year going for 1,000 yards, still, I don't think Drake London having a down year. I think he would crack 600 if he had a down year. Like I had him last year on my fantasy team. I liked him. He worked. He was
Yeah.
did well with me when Kirk was on the field. Same thing with Kyle Pitts. Like they were so much more viable. And I think having a guy like Tua and Kirk Cousins aren't really that much different of players. I think Kirk is little bit better than Tua. But I think just having a quarterback that will guarantee your guy significant targets that are catchable, and it could really shift London from being a bust this year, like a medium wide receiver two. If you're drafting a guy, he's probably like the sixth or seventh wide receiver off the board. When you could be taking a guy like even a Nico Collins, who's going to be in a much better offense.
I would
Like
pick
I
Nico over Drake this year. That's just me. I think Nico's less quarterback dependent than Drake is. And I don't
yeah,
even want to talk about the Justin Jefferson situation because maybe we will talk about that after. But I do think
yeah, we
Drake
will. Yeah,
is a lot more quarterback dependent because he's not creating massive separation. He needs the ball in a pretty close proximity, and if it gets there, he'll bring it in. London's awesome
yeah.
with position, but he's not going to create a massive amount of separation. While Jay Jeff might do
No,
the
yeah,
move and be wide open, and McCarthy was putting the ball on his feet last year. As long as he's a competent quarterback, Jay Jeff will make it happen. But London, I'm not sure because of, and that's where the Tua thing even frustrates me because there's a good chance Tua's leaving balls at his feet. At least I know Penix is going to get there. You also spent that 8 pick on Penix, where I was more of a early second, late first type of guy, more like a Derek Carr, more like a Teddy Bridgewater, a guy that has the potential to come in right away and start for your team because
I had
of
it.
how old.
I had him very similar to like a Dak Prescott grade,
That's
Michael
fair.
Penix. Like I
Yeah,
mean,
and that
he did do more in college, but the injury history on top of just
yeah.
not being that good,
Mhm. He
like
profiles similar to Dak. I 100% see
yeah,
that.
yeah, like Dak coming out was like kind of a gunslinger. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was solid. Like and granted he did get the opportunity to
Dak panned
make
out.
him
100%.
yeah, he did give himself an opportunity to be a player, make plays, and he panned out. As he might be a dark horse for MVP this year. Who the hell knows? He might be a dark
I
horse. I'm not. I'm
I
not
think
against
it's
that.
been there's been Dak Dark
I,
Horse MVP talk for 10 years at this point. It's never happening. It just won't
it's gonna
unless the
happen. It's
Cowboys win
gonna
15
happen this
games. The
year.
Cowboys are not winning 15 games. They don't have the defense to support it. I just don't see it.
I think they
Do
win
they?
the division this year. They might win the division this year.
That's a hot take. That's
It's
a
not
hot.
that hot. I mean, like you
It's
look at
not
what they
like
did
hey, you're not in hell.
on the defensive side of the ball. They might have their defense might be able to break the top 10. You have two of the best receivers in the NFL at this point. And Javante Williams is a very viable running back. Offensive line is solid enough to get the job done, and Dak is I'm not gonna say great, but he's definitely a top 10 quarterback.
He- He's right around the top 10, especially if you appreciate floor. He's a lot. He has a lot sounder of a floor than a lot of those guys that are wavering around there. Like I take him over Trevor. But the Cowboys with me, it's a broken record.
It's their year.
It's a broken clock.
It's their
It
year.
just it keeps going around and around and around and around. And I can't. There's been better teams they pushed out that haven't won the division. I don't. I think at a peak there is a chance of it, but I don't know. I might take the Skins to win the division over them this year, like purely betting odds. I know the Eagles are
Oh.
winning the division. I'm pretty sound on that, but
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like I think the Eagles, yeah, like they will win the division, but I really do think the Cowboys have a legitimate shot, and I'm taking them to win the division.
they
You
could
know,
easily make
they
a
get
wild card. Genuinely, especially in an NFC
they're
that is
winning.
not
They're getting a home
fun.
playoff game.
I don't know if I agree
No
with
doubt,
that.
they're getting a first round bye. No doubt
There's
in
too
my
many
mind.
teams in the NFC North, and too many teams in the NFC West, so you're gonna have
So
to
they're gonna all have to
win.
beat each other.
You're gonna need to win
Cowboys have to
11
play.
games to make the playoffs this year. I'm pretty sound on that.
Cowboys are gonna have to. The Cowboys have to beat who? The Giants twice.
Okay, we're not talking about the Giants. I don't think they're making the playoffs this year. Look, the Giants. The thing that scares me about the Giants is that we might have reached. I think Harbaugh's great, but our floor and our ceiling aren't that different, and our
Yeah.
floor is not that high. Our ceiling, like our absolute miracle season, is 9 wins next year, maybe 10, maybe 10. I don't think that.
That might not even get you into a playoff
I don't
spot.
think so. I just think there's too many strong teams. I couldn't. Yeah, like we talked about the NFC North last week. I'm not genuinely sure where that division is going to go. My pick would be the Lions to go worst to first, but like I don't
Yeah.
really. Everything's very similar. I think the Bears are going to
Yeah.
make the playoffs, but I don't think the Bears win the division this year
I think the Packers have a decent shot this year,
as
especially
well.
depending.
Packers as well.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I it's like really tough, especially you guys see how Kyler does in Minnesota. You
Yeah.
guys see how the Lions are without Ben Johnson for his second year. See if they could really replace
I
that
think
cycle. Like they did
Jacobs
have a
now
lot of
is
injuries.
not. If you lose Jacobs for the first 6 games, I think that
Who's
matters.
their backup right now?
Emmanuel Wilson left.
Yeah,
Who is their backup right now? Yes.
Packers depth chart.
Computer, tell me the backup running back.
Computer. Okay, RB.
It was a
Chris
kid that was cycling in last season at the way end.
Chris Brooks.
Yeah.
That was it. Let's look at
Is
his
that him?
profile. Might be. Who knows? Honestly,
My computer don't have enough connection right now for me to go off of this page, so we're just completely.
Chris Brooks, born
I think it
January
is.
11th, 2000, age 26. Player history. He was in Miami for a while. No, he's in Miami for a year. Then signed to the Packers practice squad and then signed to the roster.
This reiterates my point. If I don't love the backfield without Jacobs, I think Jacobs makes that offense function. He is the pressure taken off of Jordan Love because I don't know if Jordan Love is a confident enough thrower to deliver a
Where do you put
contending
Jordan
offense.
Love on? Where do you put Jordan Love on your list? Realistically,
Well, frankly, if we could run down the quarterback list later, I think that's a good call. We could do it
yeah.
now, but It's a bet. It's who would you rather? We could play who would you rather with it. Would you rather Jared Goff or Jordan Love?
Jordan Love.
Would you rather Trevor Lawrence or Jordan Love?
Probably Jordan Love, honestly.
That's
Just
fair.
based on floor, what I've seen out of him compared to Trevor.
Would you
Trevor
rather
Trevor had
Hurts?
a I love Jalen Hurts, so but out of what I've seen from Jordan Love, like and what I saw last year from Jalen Hurts, might lean Jordan Love again.
Wow. See, I bet Jordan Love MVP last season. He was my dark horse. He was my truther, and he was solid. But he just
If Micah Parsons never got hurt,
like.
that defense would have been might have won
I
the
agree.
division. I think if Micah was completely healthy, I don't think they lose those games to the Bears late in the season. Don't think they
I
lose the
don't know.
first
I
round of the
don't
play.
love Jordan Love
I
in
don't think
big
they have the
games.
7th seed. I mean, I don't think they should be that dependent on a pass rusher at that point, but I really think it changed how their team was working. Jacobs got hurt too. Jordan Love was out for a few games. Malik Willis had to step in.
That's
Like
true. That's true.
losing that game to the Ravens, who weren't even a playoff team late in the season without Lamar, was because their defense fell apart and they really didn't have the offensive firepower without Jordan
Yeah.
Love.
The thing that made and what really makes me put Love a little bit lower than you did is the offense didn't look that much worse with Malik
Different
Willis. I
with
wouldn't
Willis,
have.
yeah.
It's slightly. It almost had slight more pop to it because Willis has some legs on him. I like Malik Willis a lot, so I'm not saying I think Malik
Well,
Willis is a
he's my QB
25-ish.
5.
Oh,
He's
in
my QB 5.
fantasy,
No, overall, just in career right now. Malik Willis.
Jake is breaking balls. He's breaking nuts.
Yeah,
But uh, I
can't
do
help
like Malik.
myself.
I wish the Dolphins had some other threats because Malik Willis could be so fantasy viable, so fantasy viable.
Chris Bell going for 1,500 this year. Don't at me.
Yes. We're not
Whatever,
gonna, I'm not shouting the Chris
whatever's.
Paul propaganda quite yet until the camp battles wear out, but he could so easily win that number one. And
Yeah,
if he's the number one, yes, yes, take Chris Bell. But I mean, you
yeah.
had to sign Darren Waller last season. Darren Waller, they, Kelsey Plum's ex-husband, you had to sign. Come on,
Oh,
I feel bad for
the
the
rap,
Dolphins. I
the
feel
rap.
bad for Malik Willis. I don't because he's making so much money there. I do not feel bad for you. I almost do, and I feel bad for your fantasy outlook. But
Yeah,
it's just frustrating because I know what they're doing. It's the tank for. I think they want Arch. I think they. We'll see what things turn out. Obviously, I think they want possibly Lagway. I think possibly. mm, I don't know.
who do they
I
want?
don't love Dante Moore in that. I mean, I guess if you're gonna draft Dante and have Malik Willis, it's a weird thing, but you give that fat deal to Malik Willis. What happens if you are the worst team in the NFL and then you draft Dante? Where do you go from there? At least if it's Arch, it's more of a developmental piece where you still,
Yeah,
even if he is a fourth year guy, he's still a. I think Arch will be drafted very high no matter what because of how half the family name, half of just the pure tools he has. He looks like an
yeah,
NFL quarterback. And I don't love drafting a guy based off of how he looks, but people will base off last name if your last name is Manning and you play quarterback. I think that's might be the first of its kind.
yeah. No, no, I agree with that. I mean, like, it's kind of hard to not take a Manning first overall. I mean,
Mhm.
he would actually be the first to not be taken first overall in that family.
Yeah, which is
I
crazy,
think
genuinely.
I think Archie was as well. All right, I just developed my top 10 QB list. I just wrote it down just so I
I
have
love that. I love that.
it.
Let me
Yeah.
hear it, and I'll
So,
give you mine.
all right, number 10, I have Dak.
Okay.
I have Dak at number 10. I have Herbert at number 9.
Okay.
You know why?
I'm gonna let you go down the list. I'm you. This is all you. You got the floor.
Jane Daniels at 8. Caleb Williams at 7. May at 6. Stafford at 5. Burrow, Allen, Lamar, Mahomes. That order.
It's solid. I think it's
Yeah,
pretty
no,
solid.
like I was looking through it. Like there was like a bubble, and I was thinking like Dak fit into that bubble more, but Dak has been none of the other guys have been real like in MVP conversations, real like leaders of their team, really like the guy that's been around for a long time. Not necessarily I'm excited about his upside moving forward like I am for the other guys, but he's proved a
Yeah.
lot more than a lot of these other guys. Like a
Mhm.
Brock Purdy, like a Trevor Lawrence, like Jordan Love, who I have right below that. Would you like to go or do you need a few minutes?
Throwing it together right now. Give me.
All right, I can talk a little bit
What's the
more.
fans? Talk with the fans.
Yeah, and then Herbert just doesn't win playoff games. That's enough for me. He's one of the best talents in the league, but he just doesn't win playoff games. And he doesn't do enough. Like they should have beat the Texans a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago against Stroud, and he was did not look good. He didn't look good against the Pats last year. I mean, granted, so did Stroud. He looked horrible. And that Pat's defense was good, but like Herbert has had opportunities to win. He's had good rosters. He's had guys that are on his team, like Keenan Allen, who was one of the best receivers we've seen in our, you know, in like the last like in like the 2010s, like even like 2020s going into there. Keenan Allen is one of the better receivers that we've seen
Yeah.
from that part, but
Just a
just not.
reception guy. Just a
Yeah,
such a
just
safety
just to
valve. I love Allen.
just to fall apart like in the playoffs that like that he has done. He's never won a game. Like it's at the point where like it's kind of hard to even keep him on the list. Aside, like over a Brock Purdy, over Jalen Hurts, over guys who win. And I feel like he's very similar to Trevor Lawrence in that regard, where he doesn't win, but he's just a really good talent. And Herbert has proved a little bit more than T Law with, like being in MVP conversations, which last year somehow, some way, he got a first place MVP vote. Um, so yeah, Herbert, great talent, but just cannot win games and not win playoff games. And like I have Daniels, Williams, and May. They can flip around in whatever order you want. Drake May brought his team to the Super Bowl. I really can't say much more. He came in second in MVP voting this year. It's really hard to put him below Williams or Daniels, even if it's really just based on talent alone. Daniels led him to an NFC championship. Williams almost did last year. So, and he looked great in that playoff run. Daniels looked great in that playoff run. He was like the difference maker on that Commanders team because that Commanders team looked horrible. It looked up and down that roster, and like their best players were like 30, like almost 30-year-old Austin Eckler, and like Bobby Wagner was like probably their best defensive player, and he was what 34, 35.
Well,
So
Wagner's a staple. He's insane, but
no,
if
no, he's insane. But like if it was
he's
just
a
such a
freak,
weirdly
first Hall of
constructed.
Famer, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, and like the reason that Daniels is lower than Williams for me is just because of the injury concerns that he has.
Yep.
Even coming out of college, he did have a little bit more of injury concern, and his build is similar to Lamar's, but it's honestly closer to like a Devonta Smith, where like we were terrified of his legs just snapping. Like he is not. He's
It's not.
not
He needs to
a.
put on
He's
muscle
not.
like Lamar, and he's
Yeah,
not
like
Lamar Jackson type of silky where he can get away with it. Lamar can hit a
yeah,
juke and then slide and be so cool.
yeah,
Jaden Daniels needs to learn how to either learn how to take a hit and gain 40 pounds, or learn how to get the fuck out of the way because
yeah.
you
Like
know,
and Drake
it
May.
just can't happen. Drake May likes taking hits, but Drake May is a brick. Drake May can take hits.
Same thing with Caleb too. Caleb's
Same thing with
just
Caleb. Caleb's a big motherfucker.
yeah. Do you got yours yet or
I do,
still?
yes. I actually did
All
a top
right.
20, so
Top
um,
20. Okay.
yeah, I just came off the dome.
Okay.
All right, so but I'm gonna go bottom to top, and I'll move right through it. I'll be quick. My number one is Mahomes. I think it has to be Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. He's a top five quarterback of all time, and despite the up and downness of the last couple seasons, this is going into next season. This is if I was had one season with a team, who am I taking? That's basically what my list is. So he's my number one. Right behind him is Josh Allen. then Lamar Jackson at 3, then Matthew Stafford at 4, then Joe Burrow at 5, Drake May at 6, Caleb Williams at 7, Justin Herbert. Actually, Jalen Hurts at 8, Justin Herbert at 9, uh, Purdy at 10, Jaden Daniels at 11, Dak Prescott at 12, Jordan Love at 13, Jared Goff at 14, Baker Mayfield at 15, and then it's going to be Sam Darnold at 16, Trevor Lawrence at 17, Bo Nix at 18, and then to round it out, it would be Daniel Jones at 19, and I'd probably take a flyer and say that this is the one I didn't put right down, and who would
Tyler,
take in right there? I don't know. I
come on.
genuinely might take Aaron Rodgers at 20.
Jackson Dart. Honestly, I would take Jackson Dart at
Aaron
20.
Rodgers. I'd take Aaron Rodgers for one season over Dart. I like Dart a lot, and I think he has potential, but I would take Aaron Rodgers at 20. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, that's not a bad list.
It's a long list,
It's a lot.
It depends. Baker's a tough
We,
guy to grade. I think Nick's is tough to grade. I think Goff is tough to grade.
I like how you didn't put CJ Stroud on the list because he is not a top
No,
20
no,
quarterback.
I would
I
take Aaron Rodgers over CJ Stroud. He might be my
I would
22,
take
23.
I'd take Bryce Young over CJ Stroud.
I wouldn't, but I don't think that's ridiculous.
I
I don't
hate
know,
CJ
man. I
Stroud.
know they made the
I think
playoffs
CJ
this year,
Stroud.
but I'm not sure what the Panthers look like next season. They could
That was
either
on
be
that was on
really
the
solid or they
back
could be
of
hot
Bryce
ass.
Young. You saw him play the Rams.
He looks good in some games, but he's too. I like a short
He looks
quarterback, but
so.
he's
The thing is,
so
he looks so bad in some games.
looks minuscule.
He looks so bad in some
He looks
games,
can't see over the line.
and then he looks amazing in other games. Like I think they beat the Falcons like 30-0 one week, like
The
just out
man
of
can pull
nowhere.
off a comeback. I
Yeah,
respect it,
I think they
but
beat the Rams during the regular season. They had like a 3-point game against the Rams in the playoffs. Like that's insane.
yeah,
And then like you have CJ Stroud who like looks horrible every week. Like that's the thing. Like he's just consistently ass. Like at least Bryce Young has spikes.
that's true. But at that point I'll take Kyler over the both of them. I think
Oh yeah.
Kyler's probably right around my 21. We
I would
should
take.
probably do a full
I would
quarterback
probably take.
one day,
I'd
but
probably take AR over the top.
I
Over.
might take Mendoza over all of them.
I'm taking Cam Ward over all of them. I love Cam Ward.
Ooh, in a if you had the number one pick, both 2 years of quarterback classes, you can pick Ward or Mendoza. Who are you going with?
Ward.
For potential, yes. I might genuinely go
Cam
Mendoza.
Ward.
I think Mendoza could be so good. I feel
Ward.
bad because the Raiders suck, but I think he could be better.
Cam Ward.
Okay. I respect that. He
Cam
makes
Ward.
crazy throws, but Mendoza is so solid. He's such a winner. He's so great for the locker room. I like Mendoza.
Yeah. No, that's all cool, but you ever see Cam Ward like just throw like a 15-yard seam and it bounce off of Chimeri DK's hands?
True, but
Get you going.
At Mendoza's worst, he's prime Kirk Cousins. Like I like that a lot. But I
Yeah.
think
At his
Ward's worst
worst. At his
at his
worst.
at his
At
like
his worst, he's Kirk Cousins now.
okay. I'm saying if he trajectory, not like right
He,
now. I'm not no. I take prime
the
Kirk
thing
Cousins.
is, Mendoza might bust horribly.
I don't think Mendoza busts. I think
I
he's
I think he's a
relatively
product
bust
of
proof.
Signetti's system.
I think
I
Cignetti's
serious.
great, but I just like how sound he is.
Yeah, because he is sound because he's doing 3-step drops in college on RPO routes.
Okay. Are we gonna gas up Cignetti? Or are we gonna talk about talk about the NFL? What are we doing?
Oh, we're not guessing up Signetti. I mean, aside from him abusing the transfer portal
He's
and
so
being,
good. Cignetti's actually the goat. And I like.
yeah,
It's
no,
Indiana we're
like,
talking about. It's fucking Indiana. Like
I mean,
it
okay,
sucks. It's like Kansas winning a natty. Like
yeah,
ew.
that's like Purdue winning
It's
a
like
natty.
Vanderbilt winning a natty.
Yeah. What about a
Purdue's
Pac?
we love
What would
Purdue.
be what would be a Pac-12 team like that winning the natty?
Washington State.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
you could
sick. That'd
see
be
like in
sick.
the right year, like a USC or UCLA.
Yeah.
Oregon's due though. Oregon, I don't know if the Oregon will ever get their natty. This might be the year.
No. No.
I like Manning
If
a
they
lot.
don't
I like Manning a lot.
if they don't if they don't win this year, then they're not winning. Like I seriously don't think. I think Dante Moore's gonna have to have a season. I think it might be similar to like a Penn State season, like last year. I hope they don't fall off like that. I love Oregon.
Really? Even with the
Kind of
two
like
quarterbacks sitting Raiola right in your back pocket?
I'm not a big Raiola fan. Never
But as a
was.
backup quarterback, hey,
Yeah, but at the same
he's the best
time,
backup in
the
college football.
Penn State Ethan Grunkemeyer was the
No,
best backup quarterback in football.
Mustermaker, Grunkemeyer, they're all worse than Dylan Raiola. I don't think he's that good, but like, it doesn't matter what his name is. He's the best backup in
Fucking
college football. I'm not a big Raiola guy, but like that matters. It does.
Grunkemeyer,
I mean, talk about NFL.
Grunkemeyer.
Nick Foles was the best backup in the NFL, and he won a Super Bowl. It sounds silly, but like it matters.
Yeah,
They had like, imagine Penn State had like a real quarterback that could step in last season. And Alar's not that good. Like it's not that hard to beat Alar.
no, no. I think Will Howard's gonna get that job this year.
That's interesting. We
I
could
think they
talk
might as
about
well.
what we're moving forward. I mean, I don't think anyone's
Yeah,
touching the field just around, but
I know, but I feel like at one point he's just gonna like throw in the towel and just gonna be the Will Howard show. Go like 4-4 in the back end of the season or something like that. I don't know. I love Will Howard. He was great in that Natty, great in that playoff run. Not the most accurate quarterback, but just like a big body prototype, kind of like a Will Levis build, but like definitely a lot better and yeah, not like low light filled. I don't think he's gonna be low light filled. Will Howard.
I do
Sorry,
like Will. He's great in the Natty run.
I was talking
I
about Will
mean,
Levis.
Ohio
I
State,
love.
while he was the definition of a system player, he was great for the system. Like there's no one
Yeah,
else that would have taken
but
over him in
at
the
the
system.
at the same time, he was a transfer in from
That's
K
not true.
State. Like,
We're taking Riley Leonard in the system. Riley Leonard would be
oh
better
yeah,
for. But
I love Riley Leonard.
I love Riley
Riley
Leonard.
Leonard led Notre Dame to a natty that year,
I might have
natty
taken Haynes
championship.
King in that system. We love Haynes King.
Yeah,
I love.
we yeah. Where did he end up?
Haynes is. I don't think was he drafted or was he late?
Haynes
Haynes
King
drafted?
roster NFL draft. Haynes King was not drafted.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's he doing?
He's currently selling insurance.
He's a signed UDFA for the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, I have seen that. Yes, that I think we talked about this when it happened because like I could see him taking the job, which is like
Well,
ridiculous.
who's the backup in Carolina right now? Carolina.
Well, it's still Dalton.
Um, that's right. I actually don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Andy Dalton's like in the league anymore.
Did he retire this
Weirdly
offseason?
enough,
I think he retired last season. I'm pretty sure on that.
Kenny Pickett. Ooh,
Ah, really?
ooh, oh my
Like,
God! This is probably my favorite QB room I've seen in a long time. This is awesome. You want to hear it?
please do.
Okay, starter Bryce Young, backup Kenny Pickett, third string Will Greer, fourth string
Oh,
Haynes King.
Will Greer
Ooh,
just hanging around. Who
yeah,
knew?
Will Greer is one of my favorite all-time college quarterbacks.
He's just hanging around. Rather him over Kenny Pickett. Say that.
Yeah,
I don't hate Kenny
no,
Pickett. I
I
just
love Kenny Pickett. I will never not love Kenny Pickett.
could he ever be an NFL starting quarterback?
Yeah,
No.
okay. I don't think that's
Pickett.
true. If I put Kenny Pickett on the Browns, I think they would have a more successful season than
He was
with.
on the Browns. Didn't he get cut?
No, he got traded to the Raiders in like a week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because they gave up on him. They were like, eh. I don't hate Kenny Pickett.
No, he got
I
he
don't.
got hurt and then he got moved. He's a Super Bowl champ.
Let's go.
He is a Super Bowl champ.
Live
I
is
actually
live.
didn't know that. I love Kenny Pickett. He was actually on. Never mind. We'll keep it.
All
We'll
right.
keep it.
So
We'll
we
wait.
did have a concept that Jake introduced me to a little while ago, and I find it great. We're thinking a little
So fun.
keep three, cut fives, little mini games on the pod. Jake had
Yeah,
one already prepped. Please tell them about it.
I did. So it's gonna be NFL quarterbacks. I'm just. Nah, I liked my order. All right, so it's gonna be NFL quarterbacks, and we're just talking about their NFL career and kind of see where it takes us. So the concept of the game is pretty much I give Dom a list of 8 quarterbacks in order, but he doesn't know who's coming next. So he has to either decide to keep it or cut it, and he only has 3 cups, 3 keeps, and 5 cuts. So without further ado, we're just gonna hop into it, follow along. If play along if you feel like it, you'll see.
Play along at home.
Yeah, play along at home. You'll enjoy it. I
It's
think
like
you
a
will.
Dora episode. It's great.
Yeah. So keep 3, cut 5. We're gonna start with this is NFL quarterbacks. Nick Foles.
It's a good first one, actually.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna say, wow, Super Bowl champion, 7 touchdowns in a game. I'll keep Nick Foles.
Keep Nick Foles. All right. Next one up. Gardner Minshew.
I love Garner. I thought he was kicked out of Jacksonville for no reason, rather than they just wanted to tank. But I will cut Garner.
Okay. Shadur Sanders.
I'm gonna cut Shadur as well. I like
Okay.
Shadur. We're gonna cut him.
Jacoby Brissett.
Ooh. An extremely low end starting quarterback, but you're really happy if you have him as your backup. I'm gonna cut him.
Cut him. Okay. So you got 1 keep, 3 cuts so far. Next one up, Mitch Trubinsky.
So I get to keep 2 out of these last 4. I am he was drafted high. He went to a Pro Bowl. I'm gonna cut Mitch. Mitch might be my 4 guy. I have a feeling he's gonna be my 4.
Okay. Next one up, Carson Wentz.
I'm gonna keep Carson Wentz. He has the
Okay.
best individual season out of any of those guys.
All right. Next one up, Kenny Pickett.
I'm gonna cut Kenny Pickett, as we've talked
All
about.
right. So you're cutting. That was your last cut. You're
So
cutting
who's my
Gardner
last guy?
Minshew.
What do we got?
You're
Who's my last
cutting
guy?
Gardner Minshew, Shadur Sanders, Jacoby Brissett, Mitch Trubinsky, and Kenny Pickett. You're keeping Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, and Nathan Peterman.
You're a bitch. You're actually a bitch. But all right, you know what? Frankly, I like the first 2. That's tough. The 8
That's
scope
so tough.
spot is tough. But we will take
Yeah,
Nathan Peterman and his 5 interceptions. Not any day because that's pretty rough. But we'll take him.
that was a rough one. Yeah,
I like that though.
that was a
Couple
hard
good ones
list.
in there. I like that. It's the backup shit tiers of quarterbacks.
Yeah, no, it's basically who the best backup is. You hit 2 out of the 3. I would have probably went Brissett for my third,
I was
personally.
thinking Mitch Trubinsky as my third if I.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one of those two. Yeah, I felt like Mitch was a good fourth. I mean, I
it is
personally would
really
have taken
mid-swing.
Kenny Pickett. Yeah, that was a tough list,
I like that.
but
It
we
was a
have
good
fun with
list.
it.
It was a good list. All
Nathan
right.
Peterman.
So I
He
think
was like the second guy I thought of. I was like Nick Foles, and then I'm like, who's the opposite of Nick Foles? Nathan Peterman. I was gonna go Tyrod too.
the opposite. I was hoping for a Tyrod. I was hoping for a Fitzpatrick in there. I
Yeah,
was hoping for maybe a Bradford.
I was
But
going like more. I was going recent. That was the thing. They're all like pretty recent backups, except for Nick Foles. He was the only guy that I was just like new. And Peterman's out of the league, I think.
all right.
Sure as hell hope
So
so.
if you're ready,
I'm
let's get
ready.
you going. We're ready.
We got.
All right. So I'm going to be doing a running back list. I think you'll get the
Mm-hmm.
theme eventually. But right now, we're going to start you off. First guy, Alfred Blue.
Cut.
Cutting Alfred Blue.
I always cut the first one.
Yeah, I feel that. Second, Devontae Booker.
He's my guy in fantasy for like a year. Remember having him like back end of the season, but yeah, he's got to be cut.
Okay. Third guy, I got Philip Lindsay.
Keep,
I'm gonna keep Philip Lindsay.
keep. The way the list is going, keep right now.
All right, we got one keep and two cuts. Next one, Latavius Murray.
Shit. So I know he's better than Lindsay, but I don't know if his best peak season. I'm taking them at their peak right now. I don't know if his best peak season is better than Philip Lindsay's.
I would say Lindsay is the better peak for sure.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cut here.
Okay. Next guy, got James Robinson.
Similar to Lindsay.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm in three cuts. I'll keep J Rob.
Okay, I like that. At the sixth spot, we got Braylon Allen.
Cut.
You cut Braylon Allen.
Easy cut.
Seventh spot, we got Marlon Mack.
I love Marlon Mack. But I'm gonna be a gambling man. I'm gonna cut
Whoa.
Marlon Mack.
All right, so that is your last cut. So Jake's
Yeah.
cuts: Alfred Blue, Devontae Booker, Latavius Murray, Braylon Allen, and Marlon Mack. So he kept Philip Lindsay, James Robinson, and Justin Forsett as the last guy.
That's a perfect list. It's a perfect peak list.
I like that.
That's
That's
perfect
nice.
peak list. I can't
Yep.
complain. That
I might have taken Latavius over Justin Forsett, but I like the Forsett pick. I think
I
that's a
never
great pick.
can. If we're going one season wonders, I was expecting like Peyton Hillis off that list.
Oh, now that's fair.
T
A one
Rich.
season wonders list would have been fun. We were kind of all over the board on this one. Mostly backup running backs and a couple peak seasons
Yeah.
in between.
I love how
Okay.
we both went backups. It was fun.
Yeah,
It's definitely a lot
kind of
of
have
fun
to
with
make
that
it
one.
fun. Could do Hall of
Yeah.
Fames, obviously, but
Hall of
yeah.
Fames would be tough. I mean, we did have those two lists prepped, so I think we're okay with that. I think we talk about some other things going on in the NFL, like just where we have. We did talk about like our top running backs for fantasy this year, so we could kind of like either segue into that and kind of like expand on that, kind of pull up some sleepers that we think you could get like in your last couple rounds that we want to pull. We
Yeah,
did mention a
I
few.
like some dark horses, some deep sleepers. I do think we could get into the Giannis talk eventually. I could see that coming up in a little bit
Yeah,
later. You know, we're a football podcast up front, but we do a little bit of everything. It's called the Sunday Ball, and yes, they play football on Sundays, but sometimes they also play basketball on Sundays. You know, sometimes there's a full day slate on the Sunday, and all you're watching is basketball. So we like to mix it in a little bit. I did watch a golf tournament over the weekend, the U.S. Open. It was all the way out in Long Island, and that was definitely pretty cool. Wyndham Clark kept the lead since Thursday at 7 o'clock the whole entire time, and
yeah,
he didn't choke it. He thought he was going to choke it for a second, but he didn't.
yeah,
Not a great last day. I think he shot 3 over on the day, but it's a
yeah.
crazy
But
course. I mean,
he had such a good outing. Like just to build that lead, especially when the weather was just not ideal. Like he just had like I think one or two good days, and that was enough. His other 2 days weren't great. I don't think they were like ideal. But Shinnecock is one of the hardest courses to break, even
I
to
mean,
get.
seriously,
If you get par on Shinnecock, that's honestly better than some of the other. Like there's some
our
courses that you could play there.
our winner was, I believe, 5 under. He finished at. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, like you see a lot of these guys finishing like double digit under.
Those guys
You
making the
get
cut at 10 over, or I think the cut line ended up at like 8 over. But that's
yeah.
crazy. That's
That's shooting an
most
80.
people even.
That's shooting an 80. I know like amateur golfers that shoot an 80.
Yeah, I
That's
mean
crazy. Like,
ridiculous.
that's how difficult this course is. Like it's
And the greens
really
were
hard course.
insane, especially on the last day. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Like just all over the place and really cool greens, but if you don't have the perfect shot, it's not going in. I saw multiple 3, 4 footers buffed. These are PGA golfers we're talking about. This isn't me and Jake on the course. Like,
no,
you know,
no. Yeah, it's not like we're calling clubs length, you know.
This isn't the Rolling Oaks. No
Yeah, no.
JRs in the parking lot. I mean, come on.
Yeah, this isn't Sandy.
Oh, think about it. They actually. So
I was gonna play Sandy today if I had time, but
that's not
it's a
crazy. So I
it's a
did was
be
able. Wait, someone else said. I was able to talk to the commissioner of the PGA. I got him on the phone this morning. And what he told me is that they were looking to move the Masters next year from Augusta, Georgia to Calverton, New York, and host it at the Sandy Ponds Golf Club. So I thought that was really interesting because that gets me kind of excited.
what do you think a PGA golfer would shoot on that course?
Genuinely, I'm going to say tw- tw- 22. Yeah,
Really? I
1.
think it would be. I think it could be lower than that.
It could definitely be lower. But let's say they rolled out the PGA Tour. I'd say the average golfer is shooting about 6 under, 7 under.
Yeah,
I mean, that's crazy. That's you're shooting. You got to put the ball on the green every time and hit a perfect putt. So I'm saying half the holes they're parring, about a half they're birdieing, because those greens
yeah.
suck. Remember that. So you gotta.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's also part of it.
No, we'd have like 8 people just like try to shoot the same record. I'm just
I get
trying to
excited
see
more
if
for the par. It's not an easy par three. There's par threes I've been to that have been way
I hit it.
better
I hit a
mixed. And
yeah. I hit a couple pars there. I had like 2 pars last time I played, but and we're also talking about a par three, like a 9 hole par three, where the longest shot's like 150. It's not
yeah,
like these are insane par threes. Like a few of them you should be able to hit pretty easily.
I agree with that. But it's that it's so, and I think it adds to it. But it's so horribly maintained that it's part of the challenge. It's.
I think that's the fun of playing golf is like playing those cheap courses that are not great,
I agree with you.
and they get
Not
you
all of
better
us are
like when
playing
you
Pebble Beach every day. Not all of us are playing
no
Daytona. You know,
no
it's not often. Yeah, there's some people that are able to have a sim in their house and
we're both
golf whenever they
grad
please
students.
anywhere.
We're both grad students. We both have to pay for things. We still are figuring like like financial situations out. We're not going to be able to play $100 courses every single time we go out.
Look,
That's
life
the
ain't
truth.
cheap. School is not cheap, and golf is certainly not cheap. I will say that.
It is
Uh,
one of the most expensive hobbies I've picked up.
it's
I think
brutal.
I think in a month I spent like $1,000 just doing golf shit.
And at least I and we've talked about this a little bit individually, but it is a forever sport. So at
Yeah.
least I get the point of getting into it rather than don't throw all your money into football because as much as I'd love to, I've been considering a career change for a while. I don't think I'm going to play wide receiver for the Saints. I just don't think it's coming, and I wish I could, but I don't think so. And I'm not making the PGA Tour either, but am I going to be on the tour with my coworker Jim and my coworker Sandy and my other coworker Phil? Maybe. They're not going to be on the football field with me, I'll tell you that.
No. No.
Maybe in my sports bar. Maybe.
Yeah. No, no, it's like one of those sports that you kind of just do forever, and like it's a good social aspect to it. Like football, like always felt like there was like that social aspect, but I felt like it was more like a brotherhood aspect where it
Yeah.
wasn't like just a casual social environment.
Yeah.
Like I went golfing with a few of my friends, and like we're pretty good friends, and we just like hung out and had a good time. Like it was basically like the same thing as going to a bar and just hanging out, but
Nice.
it's you're doing athletic activities. And all right, so neither of us have girlfriends right now, but if we did,
Where are we going with
I
this?
guess like this would be like the prenup agreement to like dating or whatever. Golf takes 8 hours.
Yeah, that's true. It's an
Golf
eight
takes
hour
eight
trip.
hours. There's like no way around it. Like we've done it in 4, and it's
You can speed
not
run it.
even we speed run it. Like it's not even like we're not able to enjoy it. Like we're like going up to shots and just chunking
It's true.
stuff.
When the both of us are hitting at the same time, it's frustrating as all hell.
Yeah.
You're running all over the
No.
place.
Yeah, you're just sprinting, and then they're like, "Oh, did you see my ball?" No, I was hitting mine. It's just like, yeah,
My ball, I can't find it. I don't know. You just hit it right there. I can't find it. I don't know where this thing is. Then you're in the
yeah,
woods, and then it ended up being right by the tree on the fairway. And you're like, oh, no,
yeah.
that's
You're
that.
like, "Oh, I actually hit a good shot." Wow.
I thought,
My favorite thing is when I just place a drop and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably about here. Walk like 20 feet, 30 feet forward, ball's right there. I'm like, damn, that was actually a really good, like on the fair. I'm like, damn, that was a really good shot. And I just had a drop on that. So I hit both balls anyways, but
shit.
whatever.
I might be I might be Rory McIlroy. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Like, I'm like, yeah, I
How
hit
many shots a
like,
day to keep going?
I
I
still think
might be.
about that chip shot I hit where it just rolled crazy. Do you remember that? It was like hole 11 at
Was that on the
Rock
sand?
Hill.
Which was that the
No,
sand hole on the divot?
It was Rock Hill when John was like, oh, it might have been out of the sand. John was like, that's pure voodoo.
Yeah, yeah, I do because
Yeah,
I still dribble to it.
that it just rolled crazily, and I'm like, wow, I feel like a PGA golfer right now. And that's the fun part about the sport is
Yes.
some shots you hit so well, like
Hmm.
football or any other sport, you could be outclassed by someone else. Golf, it's really just you, and some of the shots you do are just unbelievable at points. You could be like, yeah, I could play in the PGA, and then your next shot, you don't even hit the ball.
Just whiff it because you got so excited. It's a game, and I do appreciate how much of a mental battle it is. Because it is,
Yeah,
yeah, you could be out there with friends, but it's just you and that little fucking ball.
yeah,
You can paint
and
it right on a beautiful splash shot, or it's flying into the woods and bye bye ball.
yeah,
It's really two options.
you're in the water and you're going swimming.
You know,
Um, yeah, no, and that's like why I like playing with you so much. Is like we both do a good job, like keeping each other like positive and like
positive, grounded vibes. We're
yeah, like when we're having a good day,
long
we're
day,
like, yeah, yeah, like when
8 hours,
like when
long
someone's
day.
having a yeah when someone's having a good day, we like try to like be like, what a great shot, just and then like if they're not, if they like whiff a shot, make a joke, try to make them feel better about it. It's just about being positive, having fun, and just enjoying
Yes.
it.
I am fond of the horrible shot, and you go up to your boy and be like, yo, I think you're like 5 yards away from the pin right now. Did you see that shot? As he just
Yeah,
took out an actual foot and a half chunk of turf. Yo, you placed that right up there, man.
yeah. No, I've played with people who've like talked to me like right before the swing
What are
and
you
just
pin
said like,
hunting?
what? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What are you pin hunting? As you just sent it into the woods. Great
It's on the
time.
other it's on the other green.
The other green. That's a great
Yeah.
one. The other tee box. I love it because there's so many
No,
different
my
options.
favorite thing is like, oh, it's on the green, and then they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, right over there.
Hey man, at least you could drive this one, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna re-tee.
You'll retee on this one. We're gonna reteeing.
Oh, I actually heard like a new term. It's called the breakfast ball. So your first
Wow, yeah.
shot.
Doesn't
Yeah, I
count.
didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's breakfast ball.
Doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Breakfast ball. You might hit a midday breakfast ball. It doesn't matter. It's breakfast ball.
Yeah, no, especially if you don't have time to warm up. So like, okay, to all girlfriends, wives, who's ever watching this podcast, golf takes 8 hours. You got to get to the course like an hour and a half early to warm up, sign in, get some chips, get to the range, get some putts in. Take your time warming up. You want to feel good, you want to feel loose, but you don't want to overdo it. So be there like an hour and a half early. And then you start your tee time, and that's probably gonna take what 5.5 hours roughly.
If you're playing 18 and you're walking, it's every bit of 4.5, 5.
Yeah, yeah, 4.5.
You're
We'll
taking
say
the
four
card.
and a
We
half to
want
be
to take the
lenient.
card, and we took every bit of 5 hours. And
Yeah,
that's a big course, granted, but still. And tell you what,
yeah, but
if there's ever an
especially
actual
this time of year
halfway
too.
house and they have hot dogs, and I don't stop for hot dogs, I want you to tie me up, take me in the back, and blow my brains out. Because tell you what, that is not me. I need a dog every single turn. Every
Tie,
turn. I want
tie cement,
two. Two.
tie cement blocks to my feet and drop me in the middle of the pond. Might as
That is a
well.
day walker.
Might as well.
That is a skinwalker. Do not. He will get you. Tie him up because that is not me.
Yeah, that is not me.
It's a
No,
shapeshifter.
it's yeah, and especially like if you're like like really trying to play, like you want to take as much time as you need. So we'll say 4.5, 5.5 hours, somewhere in that ballpark. So what are we looking at right now? We're looking at 6 hours roughly.
Every bit of 8 hours, you know?
You
Every
need a
day.
recap. You need a post game recap with at least a beer and probably some food, and then just having to get home. Most if you want to play a really good
Yeah.
course, it might take you 30 minutes to get there. It's an 8 hour day. It's easily
You
an
got to
eight
go
hour
over
day.
film. You got to go over game
Yeah,
plan. You got to talk about what you did right, what you did wrong.
yeah.
I mean,
So
they don't just pick up their pads and leave after a football game. They're meeting up in the
no,
locker room. You know, they're having a
yeah,
Gatorade or two. They're having a
you're celebrating. You're either celebrating or you're suffering. There's nothing in the middle.
wallowing in your own self pity.
Yeah, like I've never walked off a golf course and been like, "Damn, that was a really good day," or "Damn, that was a horrible day." Like there's good moments and bad moments. It's
That
like
was a
life.
great
It's the
day.
biggest
Only
thing
my
I've ever taken
record
for
have
granted.
I been like, wow, that was a great day. Only my
Yeah, I
best.
think
And
maybe
then
once.
it was what's so happy? Why are you so happy? What's there to be happy about? Job's not finished.
Yeah,
Job's
job's not
finished?
finished.
I don't think so.
I didn't think so. We love Kobe Beam.
Job's finished? I don't think so.
I don't think
19
so.
is legal, dumbass.
Um,
19 is legal. 19 is legal, fucktard.
yeah, it's legal. It's just not. It's frowned upon.
You have to have seen that. The fucking comment on it, 19 is legal, retard. And that's a quote, so I'm allowed to use that word for a quote. That's it.
You're allowed to do
It's a
whatever you want.
great retweet. That's a great retweet. You are not technically
Yeah,
allowed to do whatever you want. You're not. You can believe you can, but you can't. We live in a society. We live in a society.
yeah. You just gotta break
I
the
love
walls down.
billionaires. We live in a society. I love CEOs. I love marketing. I love it. I love watching
I
HBO.
love
What happened to
it.
commercials? This actually pissed me off earlier. And I've been watching HBO for, it's HBO. There's only like four commercials. What happened to the golden age of commercials where I could turn on the TV and see 70 different commercials? I'm watching these streaming apps. I'm seeing four commercials for the same shit. How many times am I going to listen to September by Earth, Wind, and Fire? I can't do it anymore. Like, it makes me want to shut off your service when all I hear is the same stupid commercials. And air the good stuff. Like you're pumping up all your best shows or your best action shows. Pump up some like fun stuff. You're on HBO. Pump up old regular show. Pump up old Crash Box. Pump up the Crash Box, man. Pump up Sopranos. Come on, that's rerun revenue. I don't want to hear about your stupid third Game of Thrones spinoff because no one's gonna watch it, so you have to advertise it to me. No, bad.
Yeah.
That's my spiel.
So, yeah, I definitely get targeted ads. I get a lot of Hims commercials. I don't know why. I don't know what that's about on Hulu. They just flood me with Hims commercials. We're fully functional here, so
Oh
I
god.
don't know.
I just
I don't know.
I'll toss that one out of the head. Okay. Some stuff you shouldn't say on the pod. But yeah, I've actually been getting Royal Honey commercials recently. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah,
I don't know I don't know what that's about. I certainly wasn't looking for some honey on my peanut butter and banana, but
yeah. I've been getting Blue Rhino pill commercials.
I've actually been looking for gas station Rhino
Gas
pills.
station
Can't
Rhino
find them
pills.
anywhere.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah.
I've actually been looking
Yeah.
for a Swedish penis enlargement pump. I can't find it anywhere. That's
They're
not my
hard to
bag,
find.
baby. Then why is there a card on it that says this is most certainly your bag, baby? It's not my bag, baby.
What a reference. What a shout.
God.
All
Get
right.
in my bag.
All right. We got a little distracted from football talk. I don't know if you want to hop back into it. We could talk about Giannis, talk
Honestly,
about that stuff.
you got volleyball. I'm probably gonna go hang out with the fam. Maybe we should just talk about Giannis and get out of here, unless you got anything on the mind.
No, I'm cool. Yeah,
I could always
no,
post this. We could always post this earlier than Sunday, and we could technically hop on again.
yeah, I'm good with whatever. Yeah, I don't care. I'll record whenever. I'm free.
Yeah, if we can
I
figure out
don't know.
another day, but if not, this will be Sunday.
Friday
So,
works. Friday works well for me. Possibly. Might have a date on Friday. Who knows? Wouldn't be upset about it. Maybe. I'm not. You know. I'm not. Not putting anything in writing yet. Not penciling anything in.
damn,
So
he's a lucky
we'll see.
femboy.
You know. Probably no. When was the last time you looked? When was the last time you looked in a mirror?
Oh God, reach down for some angel hair pasta. Come up with the battle of the bulge. Ah, can't have it. Last time I heard
Can't
that
have
one,
it.
off my dinosaur. Ooh. Sorry, last one I heard. Last time I heard that one, I laughed so hard I fell off my
I fell off
dinosaur.
my dinosaur. Yeah.
I haven't had a carb since '04.
Someone was quoting Step Brothers the other day, and it was just like really caught me off guard, and I'm like hearing it, and then I drop like one of the most niche quotes that no one would ever know, and they look at me like I'm insane. I just looked at them. I was like, I haven't had a carb since '04, and they just all look at me like I'm like there's something wrong with me
That's true.
because
Big
they're
movie.
quoting it, but they're
Um,
doing like the normal like not really niche quotes, and I'm getting pissed. I'm like, be original, like have your own like.
hey, what's this guy's deal?
We have 800 tons of fertilizer. We've got 80,000 tons of fertilizer. We recycle.
Hey, are bonito fish big? Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they're trophy fish.
Trophy fish, so.
Yeah, they're big. What's
What's
this
this
guy's
guy's
deal?
deal?
Hey, it's not
Hey,
Dale's fault for ruining the story and possibly the evening.
damn it, Dale.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'll do it for three. I'll do it for 3/5 commish. You know what gets me hard? Helping out my friends.
Oh, yeah.
Last night
I
the
quote that
cheesecake
all
factory
day.
was the happiest I've been in months. And I feel sorry for you.
See, that's the thing. Like, we have the most niche quotes, but people are just like throwing out like the normal quotes, and then you throw out the niche quotes, and they don't know them.
It's true.
There's some crazy niche quotes from that movie, and they're great.
We won't know.
Mine's not movie quality, but it's okay.
We. Hey, do you think it's gonna be okay? We won't know. That's from the deleted scenes off the DVD.
Yeah.
We won't know. Oh my god, we could just talk about fucking. We got to do a Will
Yeah.
Ferrell tier list. Actually, I think that would be a lot of fun.
You want to rip that right now?
Oh, we're gonna have to
Or
pull
do
up
you
the
need
whole.
time to prep?
Well, I'll have to. That
You want to do top five?
might be a special pod. Oh yeah, we can just do top five straight up.
Top five. All right. Off dome.
Can we walk down?
I have my top three, and then it gets a little hazy at four and five. Let me look up some of his movies.
Well, I'll
See if we
go.
got him.
I'll go off dome right now. But my one would be Step Brothers, as we're quoting it. It's one of the funniest pieces of media out there, straight up. My number two would be Talladega Nights. That is an absolute classic. I encounter people that haven't seen that movie before. I can't truly believe that, but it's a great movie, genuinely. My number three would be Anchorman 2. I find it slightly better than Anchorman 1 because of just the quality of the jokes and that they just keep coming and coming and coming.
Well, I feel like it's not the
Oh,
quality of the. I feel like it's not the quality of the jokes. I just feel like there's not really.
right.
I feel like there's not really a plot to the movie. I just feel like they just kind of like do whatever they want.
Comes back
I'm
and
blind.
I'm blind.
I'm
Not 22 hours a day, not 23, all 24 of them. I'm blind.
blind.
Spent the last spent spent an hour this morning rubbing my thigh. How did you not know that was your penis? Let me spell it out for you. I'm blind.
I drank half a bottle of ketchup before I realized it was ketchup. when you realize halfway through the bottle,
He's an African
I'm
bottlenose, and
nine.
Uru is an asshole.
It's the end of the line, Baxter.
I haven't felt the loving, warm embrace of a woman in over 6 months. This is the end of the line, Baxter. Uh, tried to kill myself?
All right,
Why are you
keep
phrasing
rolling.
it as a question? Okay, no, so that my three would be Anchorman
Keep
2.
rolling.
That's a great movie. I really do love that movie. My number four would probably be, and it gets interesting after that. I really like Semi Pro. I like Semi Pro a lot. I think Semi Pro is so
Wow.
underrated. Yeah, I
That's a
really
little,
like
yeah,
Semi.
that's a little shake.
Jackie Moon
That's
is
a little
so
shake right
he's
there.
so funny in that movie. I like how he's just a true one man, which like a lot of me has to share the spotlight, but I really like that. And
Yeah.
my five spot would probably be. I'm not gonna count. I'm counting pure Will Ferrell roles. By the way, like I could probably go with Zoolander in
Okay.
my five, or I could go with Austin Powers in
Does
my five.
old school, is
Old
that in
School is gonna be
that?
my five. Yeah,
Okay.
and as a movie, I might like Old School more than Semi Pro, but I like Will Ferrell's character a little more in Semi Pro, and that's why I'm giving him the nod at four. Or
All right.
Frank the Tank is awesome, but Jackie Moon is fucking hilarious. I truly he
I,
plays just the most
I,
competent asshole ever. It's kind of funny. He's the most
all right.
competent.
I mean, that's a good list. I'm having a hard time narrowing mine down, but I think at number one, it's got to be Step Brothers. That is one of his most infamous roles.
The
I've
staple.
cried laughing watching that movie more times than I could count. Like even not even watching the movie, just quoting the movie, I've been in tears laughing. At number two, and this is the reason I chose the career path that I'm doing right now, The Other Guys. Great movie.
It's a
Just
snub.
great.
It's a snub.
I know.
It's a
Like
snub.
just like the whole concept of it, just like the accounting aspect of it and the financial aspect of it is really cool for me. Like that because that's the area I really want to go into. And then on top of it, it's hilarious. Like I just laughed the whole time. I named my car Sheila after like the whole bye Sheila,
Hi, Terry.
bye Sheila, bye Terry,
Okay.
bye Sheila.
The other guys
That's the name of my
it is an
car.
excellent movie. It is great.
I know, and maybe it's not the best of the movies, but it hit hard for
I like
me.
I like Mark Wahlberg's character a little more in the actual movie itself.
Yeah,
Frank, I think the concept that every woman just falls in love with him, it's awesome, and that might be the most Will Ferrell movie because of how warped the universe is. Like I watched it
yeah,
with ex girlfriend, and the whole time I'm thinking in her head because I've seen the movie, I don't know, 20, 30 times, and she it was the first time and I was like, is she just like what is she thinking right now? Because this sounds like an alternate universe. Like nothing, like nothing in the movie whatsoever like makes any like logistic sense to like real world. Like when he's in like the fucking bar, and he's they have rich history. Like it's
yeah.
just
They're
sitting.
just saying they're just singing like Irish folk songs, just like that was really sad, filled with rich
It
history.
has rich history.
All right, so that was my number two. Number three is gonna be Old School. Love this movie. Frank the Tank, my inspiration. I've been called it before by a handful of people. Number four is probably gonna be Anchorman 2 as well. I absolutely love that movie. Um, that's one of my favorite Will Ferrell roles of all time. I think it is genuinely hilarious. Just the whole concept of the movie. There's not much plot at all, and they just kind of like
There's no
jump
plot.
around chaotically.
But then
They
again,
like,
Old School has no plot. Old School does not. Yes, they start a frat, but that's
oh
like
yeah,
there's
no,
not
no,
really a plot.
yeah.
Anchorman
There's
has
like some
has
destination, and it's
zero plot.
consistent.
There's nothing
At
there.
least it's
There's
like
no
one
concept.
consistent
There's no
story
plot at all.
throughout. The last 45 minutes of the movie it just goes blind. And then it's like a 15-minute
He
segment of
goes
him just being
blind,
blind.
and then there's the huge news fight with like anyone you can even think of. It's
Yeah.
the ghost of Stonewall Jackson. It's Kanye West. It's Jim Carrey's in it. Brick goes to the future and gets a future gun. He blows up the building. Like,
Yeah,
it's
they
a
just pretty
great
much just
movie.
took any sort of actor, comedian, anyone like in that ballpark and just threw him in there. It's great. It's wonderful. Um, and then number five's got to be Talladega Nights. I had a hard time deciding between this one. I love Talladega Nights. It is one of the few movies that I really just thought was funny. Like, there's not much more to it than just thinking it's actually so funny. Like, it kind of
That's
like
great.
got Will
About
Ferrell
plot.
out on the
That is
scene.
one of my favorite plots. Like from a that's
Yeah,
why it's my two. The plot is so
yeah,
fire. It's the this
and
is my house.
yeah, this is my
It's the
house.
fall and oh, yeah.
There's actually like some sort of like plot to it. A few ones that I want to mention that I did not make the list that are kind of deep pulls. Megamind, great movie. Megamind is one of my favorite animated
Megamind's
movies of all time.
that's a good poll.
Great
I really
movie.
like that.
Elf we didn't mention, but that is probably my favorite Christmas movie.
Too
It's
seasonal,
definitely
but
up
yes,
there.
great movie.
Very seasonal, and then if we want to go something a little bit more serious, Stranger Than Fiction, really good movie.
That's a good
Like
movie.
good movie quality. It's just
That is a
not as
good
funny.
movie.
There's just not
It's
a lot of
not his
humor
most comedic
there. And
role.
then
He plays an auditor. It's good, but it's not great.
I mean, even Curious George plays the man in the yellow hat.
He's been in Yellow
Who
Hat.
could forget about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the man in the yellow
Animated's a whole
hat.
nother piece. I love Lego Movie too. I love Lego Movie. Lego Movie's really good.
Yeah, what Land of the Lost? Great
Land
movie.
of the Lost is a classic. Him and Danny McBride going at it.
Yeah, and then one of my favorites
Wow.
that I was deciding between Talladega Nights, Kicking and Screaming.
Yes, it's a classic. Rest
That
in peace,
movie
Robert
is
Duvall.
wonderful.
It's a classic.
It's a super niche movie. Like super niche. Like I feel like a handful of people know the movie. But like if you ever played any competitive sports at like not even competitive. If you played sports under the age of like 10 or 15, like before high school sports, you'll find it hilarious when you're watching it. If you're a coach of one of those teams, you'll find it even funnier because
It's a good team.
you can relate. Yeah, you'll relate to it so much. Like if you're any sort of athlete, it's just a vibe. Like, it's just
It's
so
funny.
funny.
Yeah, just the coach
Like
that everyone's had a coach that had no clue what he was doing when they grew up. Everyone had one.
no, yeah, no, we definitely did. We were like, there was a few sports we would just be running around.
I
Ever see
coached in
it?
high
Yeah, it
school
would just
though.
be kids. Yeah, I mean, I did track for 4 years, so yeah, I ran around a lot.
Shout out Duca.
Duke, no, Duke was a great
Shout out
coach. Taught me everything I know.
Roots. Dude, Jim Duca used to buy us four locos before our track meets. It was crazy.
Yep, Jimmy Dukes. Nah,
Yeah.
yep.
Oh my god. But those
Coach
are all
Duke
great
for
lists.
logo.
He used to
Yeah,
just buy us
no, I
four locos
mean,
and kids.
do I
He was
blame him?
buying with
No.
intent to distribute. Everything I've said has been a joke. Don't indict me, West Hampton Beach School District.
It's it's just false propaganda. Nah,
Don't
I love
indict Jim
Duke.
Duca. Please don't do it.
He never did anything
But
wrong.
all right, so I think we should probably finish up with talking about the Giannis trade. I think that's kind of where we're at. That's the biggest news.
Yeah,
Probably should
let me do
intro.
some quick research on it just to make sure I know what
Sounds
I'm
good. So
talking
I'll
about.
start talking and then you can
Tyler
hop in.
too.
So you guys have probably seen, and I might even cut this up. Um, but Giannis and the Bucks are finally done. This has been something in the works for years and years and years, ever since the 2020 championship or the 2019 championship. And I'm happy to see Giannis finally get his leave. Finally, he wanted to stay, but they would never give him the team around him that could win, especially with the Dame trade not working out. Congratulations to the Miami Heat for finally bagging him. They've been talking about it for a while. We talked about it on the last pod about how Tyler Hero's brother commented um, him going to the Bucks, and we thought about, oh, this is bullshit. But you know what? Maybe we should trust him next time because maybe the Instagram news has some merit to it. But to give up Hero, give up Ware, give up Yemi Yaquez, to give up three future first rounders, you're buying in. And I like their core of to have Bam at the center, to have Giannis, to have Norm. You got to re-sign him, but I think he's coming back. To have Wiggins still there, and to have who's going to be running the point guard? Davion Mitchell will be running point, and it's a good starting five. But I do want to talk about their Bucks turning down of Jalen Brown and two first rounders. That feels like the better deal to me. I would have liked to see Giannis in Boston, just like I would have liked to see Brown in Milwaukee. Jalen Brown is good enough to be the man on his team, where I don't think Tyler Hero can be the man on his team. And yes, you got the extra first rounder, and you got Ware, who's good, but he's not great, and he's got the stupid Wemby comps, but he's not Wemby. And I would have liked to see Jalen Brown in Milwaukee. I really would have liked to see Giannis in Boston. I mean, him and Tatum would have been a nasty little tandem, and it makes me upset
It would have.
to imagine that. But I do like it for the Miami Heat. This is a very win now move, and if they, let's say the fall floors out. I mean, the floor falls out in 3 to 4 years. This is going to be an. I mean, I think Giannis is super stable, but it's going to be a DF trade because your whole first is now gambled. Now you have all your three
Yeah.
firsts are gambled. Now you have no future. So I think it's interesting, but I am happy to see it for Miami to get their guy. Pat Riley is a miracle worker, and that's how it is.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what
I just think
happens with
Spo needs to coach as well. I'd love to see Spo with Giannis. I think it's going to be very
well,
cool.
well, yeah, we'll see what happens. I saw like a post the other day, today actually, because it just happened. And they were saying like that they're the best starting five in the East, and I mean, I don't agree with that. And then they don't have the bench depth. I mean, like Giannis and Bam might be like one of the best front courts in the league. Definitely up there.
I agree with that. I think they are the best front court in the league, but
But
I don't love the
their
piece around them. I
backcourt,
don't
their
find them
back,
ball handlers.
yeah. I mean,
Unless Giannis
Davion
is taking
Mitchell
the
is
ball up.
not.
Giannis is taking the ball up every play, but you traded your three best young guys. So now your future is just
Yeah,
gone. You don't really have depth on your bench. You're gonna need to
yeah.
make some late moves. And yes, free agency hasn't hit yet. You're gonna
I
be
feel.
signing vet min. Vet mins only do so much. We've seen this
Yeah,
happen before.
yeah. No, and I feel like Giannis is what he's been. I feel like he's been banged up the past few years too.
Yes,
Um,
but that's still the Bucks' problem. They've just been out of order. Like, I don't think you're gonna have
yeah,
to worry about Giannis injury stuff. It's more what happens when Giannis isn't on the court. I don't love that
yeah,
supporting cast to hold up the rest of the team.
yeah. No, just not a huge fan of the entire trade. And you said you would like the Jalen Brown two first better than what the Heat gave, but I mean the Heat gave a
They
lot.
gave a shit.
The
I just
Heat,
don't think they gave
the
Jalen
Heat
Brown
get
quality.
no, no, they didn't give a Jalen Brown quality player. But the thing is, with a team like Milwaukee, I think they're like a small market team that has to really build through the drafts. I mean, to get the number 13th pick this year is great, and then
Yeah.
to get back to get first round, like I'm looking at the trade right now. So they got a pick swap in 2030, which can help, like could be really good. First rounder in 31 first and 33.
Could be 33.
By the time that the Giannis experiment is over, I think the Heat are just gonna fall flat on their face, especially like unless they're able to sign someone right away, and those picks are not going to be as valuable. But I feel like after the Giannis situation, they might just fall flat on their face. Especially you got Bam aging, who I'm not a huge Bam Adebayo fan. I've never been, but yeah, I just feel like the Heat have never really had a roster that's really sufficient. Andrew Wiggins, like a very solid three, very solid three, but then like your backcourt is just
He's
not there.
I don't even know if I give Wiggins a very solid three. He's a middling four. I like Wiggins a lot, but you're just missing depth at really everywhere. And if he's your fourth best player, that's like I don't know. And yes, they only have the third highest odds to win the thing in the East. They just got the third highest odds, are right behind the Knicks and Boston. I think the Knicks blow them out of the water. I wouldn't even like.
Yeah,
I mean, yes,
I
hold
might
on
even
to, but I would be
I might
if
even
I'm
keep I might even put Cleveland like slightly above them.
yeah, I'd entertain that just because
Cleveland, Detroit,
depends if you
like
like
there's a
Mobley
few
or
teams in
Bam.
the
I would take
East.
Bam slightly over Mobley, but I
Yeah,
don't know how you guard a player
but I'm
like
taking
Donovan
Donovan Mitchell
Mitchell.
over Davian Mitchell.
That's true.
No doubt
And
about it.
I
Yeah.
think Giannis is so good that you do whatever it takes to get Giannis. I'm with that. He
Yeah.
is a top five player no matter what. You know, depending on how you like him, he's still a top five player. So to bring him in, I do really like it for the Heat. However, I just don't know if it's seriously enough. And with how tight the NBA is right now, I don't think it's the time to put all your chips in the middle. I just don't. When you don't
Yeah.
you don't have this cast around him, how are you bringing in those guys? Because you're already paying Bam a shit ton. You're gonna have to pay Norm. Depending on how you like Norm, he's either a two B and he's an okay two B, or he's a three. And I don't like him as your primary. You know, I think if you're gonna run this out here, you have to have Giannis bringing up the ball. You have to have Norm ready for catch and shoots. You have to have Bam in the middle. But we've seen Giannis run the point. If he doesn't have a team
Yeah.
around him, it doesn't mean
But
anything.
I
Turnovers
feel
are
like
gonna
it's also going to just be an insane it's going to be an insane cluster in the middle between him and Bam. I mean, they can stretch the floor,
be.
but
Yeah.
not
At least Bam can
not to the
stretch and
extent that
maybe
like
Giannis
some of the
tries
guys
stretching
can.
a little bit more. But if Giannis isn't shooting this season, I don't really know if I see it working.
Yeah,
Giannis needs to at
no. Like
least make
Giannis is going
himself
to
a relative threat, even if you're Wemby level and shooting 34% from three, 33% on
Yeah.
increased volume, of course. But if that doesn't happen, I think it is going to be a little bit of a clusterfuck in the middle. Bam's okay, but
Yeah.
Bam's not a reliable 3-point shooter. At least he wants to be.
No.
He's not. Well,
He's not
Bam
great.
thinks he's a shooting guard for some reason, but you know,
Bam's not
it
great.
pisses me off.
Even
I like
like
Bam, but
he's the second best player on the team, and like we're like honestly like similar comparisons to like Miles Turner. I mean, slightly better than Miles Turner, but like they tried that in Milwaukee and that wasn't really successful.
yeah, I like Bam a lot, but I don't think he's any better than Evan Mobley. And Bam is good enough to anchor a defense. I really do like him as a defensive guy,
Yeah,
but
yeah, as a defensive guy, yeah, as an
he's
offensive
limited
weapon,
offensively, but we've seen him. I mean, he literally has the second most points of all time, but which is crazy. But in like being genuine about Bam, is he a guy you want with a ball dominant power forward that can't shoot? No, you just don't.
no,
You need a spacing center who's not much. He doesn't also. You need a spacing center that doesn't need the ball as much. You need a really solid backcourt, and they're missing the
give me
backcourt.
Al Horford.
Frontcourt's only interesting and clumpy. Their front court's very clumpy, I'll say.
Yeah, I feel like defensively the team's gonna be pretty like good,
They're gonna be
like pretty
lights
just
out defensively.
disturbing.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, but offensively, I just don't think they're gonna be able to like keep up with top guys in the East.
There's top
Like
guys in the
Like
East,
say
and
the Celtics go on like a clinic, or even Detroit. Like if Cade's cooking like he was last season, I don't think I
yeah.
see the Heat beating
We're gonna
Detroit.
see the Detroit thing. There's been rumors about them for Hero. I don't think they want to keep Duran. I think Duran's gone. So if they don't have like a viable big man, I'm not really sure what Detroit looks like. I know they liked
Yeah, I don't know.
what's his name? The big motherfucker, Isaiah Stewart in his playoff minutes, but like you're not running the big stew out there in the big 2027. You're just not.
No,
Like
no. There's a
they
better chance he gets. I feel like he's a big technical guy,
A little bit, of course.
a
He's
big
physical,
steal.
but he's just not a starting
He's a little
caliber
physical.
center. And I like Duran. Duran had a great season, but I think Duran's getting a bag. I don't think Duran stays
Yeah,
because of how needed the center position is in the NBA. There's just not that many competent guys that you can roll out there. You're rolling a bunch of
yeah.
backup centers. You've seen it with the Lakers over the past years. They can't DeAndre Ayton on a buyout, and I don't think they're
Jackson
bringing him
Hayes.
back on a contract. Jackson Hayes. I mean, there's been plenty of other guys. Tony Bradley's been hanging around with them, like,
Yeah.
and
No, and I
other
feel
guys.
like that's why the Knicks were able to be so successful this year. They had two
There's
guys
so
that
many mid
could be
centers. Like
starters.
Wendell Carter's so mid. Al Horford was playing serious minutes with the Warriors this season. You need
Yeah.
Al Horford to even be competent in a playoff scenario. No, you can't have it. But whatever.
No, but I think that's why
All
the
right.
Knicks had such a good season was because of how good their centers were
Yeah,
this year.
of course, to be able to
I don't know if
rely on
yeah,
as a focal hub, I really think that was
yeah.
Mike Brown. Best
No,
thing he added that
yeah.
you could run the offense through Cat. I really like that.
Yeah. No, and even like when they played against Wemby, just having second guy, like just having two guys that could get themselves out of foul trouble. That's doubling
Yeah,
the amount of fouls you're able to let up a game. That's instead of 6 fouls, it's 12.
I
That's
agree. And
much more.
Mitch is a roamer. I love Mitch roaming and then getting offensive rebounds. He's so good at rebounding. Mitch is so good at rebounding. He gets underestimated for how much value he adds as a rebounder.
Yeah, now he does. Well, YMCA,
Yep. Alrighty. I
we
think that
got
might
it.
be all she
We
wrote for
got it.
today.
Yeah,
All
no, I
right,
gotta go
guys.
play some volleyball. Um, gonna go crazy tonight. That's the goal. Just
I love
go
it.
loco tits.
All
Go
right. So
loco
thank you, Sunday
tits.
Ballers. It is much loved, as you know. And you should tune in next Sunday because we're going to have some more very good content for you. Or it's going to be awful.
Yes, we
Maybe you
will.
like that it's really bad. Maybe it's horrible and you like how bad it is. You like hate watching. Hate watch it. Hate watch the pod. Do it. We love ops. We love our ops. We give our ops big
We will
hugs. We
clickbait
love our
you.
ops. We
You
will
will get
clickbait you.
clickbaited. We will
Anne
clickbait
Hathaway's
you
in
and
this
never
episode.
stop.
She's in the episode. You have to go watch all
You
142 or an hour 42.
you have to
Go
go
watch it.
through 100 minutes of
Naked Natalie
film to
Portman
go
in the
see Anne
pod.
Hathaway.
Naked Natalie Portman is one frame. You have to find that one frame. Do it.
Yeah,
All right, Jake.
we're sorry in advance.
Fair enough.
Peace.
All right. I will
Have a
see
good
you
day, Sunday
later. Have fun at
ballers.
volleyball. Kill them all for me. See you Sunday, ballers.